Even for myself, I can be thinking about what all my clients need and trying to do this, this, and this, and this when I'm also trying to get content out. And so I know that I need to just focus on one task at a time. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about organization and how to better organize your life and how I've organized my life, and I'll be giving you 10 very specific, very simple tips and steps that you can start implementing today. Like literally right after this video, or even throughout this video, you can pause and start taking notes and doing these things so you really can start organizing your life to hopefully lead to more productivity. First off, productivity is about making the most of your time. It's not necessarily about doing more things with your time. You want to be able to be as productive as possible, but that really gets down to using your time wisely. It doesn't mean cramming more things into your day. Remember, it's all about making sure that we're getting the most important things done, and we're also taking the steps to care for ourselves along the way. The number one tip that I'm going to give you is give yourself time to get organized. So a lot of times we will just kind of throw things up on our calendar or write quick to-dos as we're going throughout the day or at the beginning of the day, which I'm not saying don't create to-do lists, those are great, but you need to actually carve out time out of your day. Like put a time chunk on your calendar where you are actually organizing your week or maybe your month, depending on how crazy life is for you. So for me, I own a digital marketing agency. I am also a part-time CEO of a gaming agency, while also creating content, while also having a complete staff that work for me. So for me, I need to actually be organized months in advance so that people that work for me are more successful and can be the most successful in their job. So depending on how busy and how crazy your life is, depending on how far out you want to plan your organization. So for me, I spend time at the end of every single month. Like the week before the month ends, I'm organizing for the next month and month and a half. When I'm working with my clients, I help them get organized as well, because I know it's something that's tough for people to do. So we will meet literally just to make sure that we're organized for almost the whole year when it comes to content. But for us, we need to make sure that we're actually setting time aside. It can be 1 to 2 hours every week, or maybe even only 2 hours a month, where you're organizing your thoughts and your day. Another way you can look at this, and I see a lot of bloggers and other YouTube content creators talk about this as admin day or admin work. So you can schedule 2 hours at the beginning of your week, or maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, and do those 2 hours of admin work, which is scheduling out your week, taking a look at what your clients have going on, and planning your time accordingly so you can best create the life that you want by also making sure you're as productive as you need to be for your clients. Number 2, set up a system to stay organized. So what I mean by this is, if you are like me, you have a million things going on at once. You have people texting you, hitting you up on Slack and Discord. All this stuff is coming in. Well, at some point you have to brain dump that out, right? You have to get that out somewhere. So as people are talking to me coming in, I use the Notes app not only on my phone but also on my computer. And on my computer I have, and obviously on my phone, I have folders for each of my clients. So anytime that things are going on and they're telling me things, I make notes in their proper folder. Then what I will do after the craziness of the day is I will go back through and make sure I organize it. If there's things I need to put on my calendar, I'll do that. Or if there's actual tasks that need to be done, I will then go ahead and create those tasks in the proper project management tool that I'm using for one of those clients. If you're looking to create this system, it really first comes with doing the whole brain dump, getting everything out that you know that is coming in from them and from you that you're thinking about. The next part of that is organizing it. Organize it into to-dos, whether those are digital to-dos to-dos or handwritten to-dos, and then it's turning those to-dos into actionable tasks inside of whichever project management tool you're using. I use Trello for myself, but for my clients, I will use Monday, Asana, and Airtable. The reason why I have to use so many is I have different clients that come to me that are already using different tools, and so I adapt and make sure that I'm flexible to work with them. But for my own self, when I'm creating content, and even for people that work for me, we use Trello because it's free to use and it's super customizable. If you're looking for like to-do apps, there's Todoist, that's a great one. My husband loves it. For me, when it comes to to-dos like that, I'm better off just writing them down in a notebook and creating them inside of my Trello tasks. But you do whatever works for you, but those are just a couple of things that I use within my company and for other clients that I work with. And please comment below what is a productivity tool that you use so we can be sharing and helping each other and other people that are watching this video. Number 3, create deadlines for your tasks. This sounds really simple, but it is sometimes easily missed and overlooked. If you are writing to-dos and to-dos and to-dos, you're bound to overlook one. I've done it, we all have. So really the best way to do this is actually create deadlines. So I like to do this inside of Google Calendar, is when I create tasks, I have a time on there when it's actually due by. And so I know that I have an hour to complete this task or 2 hours, whatever it is, depending on what the workflow looks like. I create those inside of my Google Calendar so I know that I have to be done at that time with that task. Which leads me into the next tip, which is time blocking, time chunking. I've talked about this in a lot of other videos if you're familiar with my content, but this is a game changer. I actually just went over this with one of my clients the other day. But go into Google Calendar, iCalendar, whatever you use, and block out specific times of your day when you are working on certain things or with certain clients. If you are a freelancer or you're trying to get into owning your own agency, you know that time is an asset. I mean, time is an asset regardless, but you know that you need to make sure that you are spending the adequate time that you need to for your clients to make sure they're getting the best results as possible. So time blocking means blocking out periods of time on your calendar where you're specifically working on that client's work. Which brings me into the next tip, batching similar tasks together. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I have a digital marketing and digital media company, which means we do a lot of media, we do a lot of marketing, we do a lot of social. So there are lots of tasks that I do for one client that I do for all the other clients. So what I will do is I have on my calendar, I have specific times where I'm working on those specific clients, but I will also just have Pinterest. That it will be blocked off on my calendar, and inside of there I have my to-dos that I do for all my clients on Pinterest. The same is true when it comes to SEO, email marketing, whatever it is. If I have to do it for all my clients, I will batch those similar items together so when I'm doing them, I get them all knocked out. And that's actually a habit and a tip that you can take into your everyday life and not just in your work life. The next one, start with the most important and time-sensitive tasks first. The reason why this is because there are always going to be that task that you're thinking about that you know you need to get done. And so you just need to sort of like buckle in and get it done and work on it as soon as possible. And if it's time sensitive, you know what the deadline is. So you know that it's due soon. So you know you need to get it out. And once you get it out, you can almost like breathe a sigh of relief and go into your other task a little bit calmer and not keep thinking about that one task that you know you have to get done by the end of today. Just knock it out first and foremost so you don't have to bring that stress and that anxiety into the rest of the tasks that you have to complete. Ooh, and the next one. So this is something that's actually from Warren Buffett. And he talks about when you are creating your to-dos, things that you have to get done for the day, for the year, whatever, to only write down 3 things. This is kind of a two-parter. So when you are working with a client or doing anything, even creating a YouTube video, write down the 3 most important tasks that you need to get done for that particular project. Then what you do is you focus on one until completion. So this is kind of like a two-part tip, but write down the 3 and then only focus on the first one until it's fully complete, and then move on to the next one and do the same for that. The reason why this is so important, like even when it comes to doing content, is even for myself, I can be thinking about what all my clients need and trying to do this, this, and this, and this, when I'm also trying to get content out, right? And so I know that I need to just focus on one task at a time that I'm supposed to be working on, and only focus on that and block the rest of it out until that particular task comes up next for me. Okay, this one is a really good one, and I heard this from another YouTuber and content creator, and she said it's so important to not just plan our actionable to-dos, right? Do this, do that, do this, film a YouTube video, edit YouTube video, create the thumbnail. But you actually need to schedule time to plan that YouTube video, because if you're creating quality content, you're not just popping on your camera and filming. Maybe you are, maybe you're that amazing. For me, I'm not. I actually have to do research and write scripts for you to make sure that my content is quality enough to be putting on here. So you need to be scheduling your planning part of whatever project it is. If you are doing like social media or for somebody marketing, website development, web design, you actually need to schedule the planning process, because you're not just gonna go in all guns a-blazing, right? No, you need to have a plan, especially if you're working with clients, because most of the time they're gonna wanna see the plan before you actually start executing on the project. Ooh, this is a good one. And this is actually a video that I'm creating, a whole separate video, but email management. Email management is so important. Make sure that on a weekly basis, for me it's daily because I cannot stand having emails, but that your email box is clean and cleared, and make sure you're actually organizing your email box. So there are things inside of Gmail and G Suite where you can set up filters. I think of them like tags. I think they're called categories or something, but you can create them. So for me, for all my clients, they have one, all previous clients have one, and essentially if any email comes in that is from one of their emails, it automatically gets tagged with their company name. So I have tags set up inside of my email. I have one that says red, which is needs response, and I will flag those emails, whether that's a sponsorship, a speaking opportunity, a potential new client, whatever it is, I will put red needs to respond. That means I need to respond to that person by the end of the day. Because how it works is in the morning is I check my emails, and if they're not being flagged automatically for my client requests, then I go through and flag them myself with the red needs to respond, and then I have a yellow one where it is also needs to respond, but if it's yellow, that means I can wait a few days. But red means nope, you need to respond by the end of the day to this person. So something super simple you can set up with G Suite. I will go ahead and make a whole video on it to show you really what that looks like and how helpful it is. There's a lot of customizable things you can do with your Gmail email. So if you have questions about it, let me know so I can include it in the video. The next thing is plan your day the night before, or what I do is I plan it a week before. I will plan my entire week on a Saturday or a Sunday night, just depending on what my weekend looks like. The reason why it's important to do this before it actually happens is because a lot of times the fear of the unknown, when we don't know what's gonna happen, that can cause a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and it's really not needed, because we do have the ability to take a look at what we have going on either the next day or the full week and plan that out accordingly. What I do is I use the time blocking method, the time chunking method on my Saturday, on my Sunday, and I block out my time through the week when I know things are happening. For me, I have a lot of reoccurring meetings that are gonna happen all on my Monday, and then a couple random sporadics throughout the week. But I know that every single week that's gonna be the same. So then what I have to do is plan all my other tasks around those meetings. And I like to do it a week ahead of time because I feel that gives me not only more control, but also it allows me to be a little bit more flexible with my time. I joke that I'm a very balanced workaholic. If you follow me on TikTok at all, you will see that even on my Instagram, that I've sort of just embraced that. But I just think planning out your day and your week ahead of time is just going to set you up for success and also less stress and anxiety. Which leads me into the very last tip, kind of like a bonus here. But it is, if you are trying to really create the life that you want, which I hope you are, I hope that's why you're here, you also need to take care of your physical health, your mental health, all that type of stuff. So not only working, planning, making sure you're doing all the stuff for your clients, but plan your workouts into your day. Plan out reading into your day. Plan out breaks with your significant other in your day. I love that. So I'm doing the 75 hard challenge right now, so that is so much. If you want to know more about it, I'm gonna be doing a video on it, but essentially that means I have to work out twice a day. And I make sure that that is scheduled into my calendar so it can't get scheduled over. So if I do share my calendar with somebody, they know that I'm busy on those chunks. And that is so important to do. If you are really trying to create the life you want, it's not just about working, it's not just about making a ton of money, it's about creating the life that you want in every aspect, every vertical of your life. And for me, I didn't do this for the longest time, but it's so important to take care of your physical health, because your physical health also plays a huge part into your mental health. So that's my last, quick bonus tip. I hope you like this video. Please share your productivity apps in the comments. I can't wait to see them, and I'll see you in my next video.